Hey Aries, this read is for you guys. I'm going to get started here with my oracle cards, and then I'll move on to my tarot cards just to clarify. So universe, what messages do you have for Aries today? What insight, what advice, what guidance do you have that you think could help them on their way and on their path in life? Okie dokie. That one too. Alright, let's see what we got. So we have emotional loss, we have emotional withdrawal, we have victory and success, deception and envy, and accelerated motion. So I'm feeling like almost feeling like there were some truths that might have got uncovered, and now things are changing very quickly. I'm going to keep pulling. I want to build on this. I have movement, choices, decisions. I have new beginnings, power, discontent and boredom, and firm foundation. So definitely speaking to a transition. I'm feeling like this is a transition out of a relationship. And that's where our emotional loss comes in. Like maybe you were with someone who wasn't completely honest with you. Definitely feel like it took a hit on your self-esteem. And like you sort of, there was depression on your part. And I'm getting the feeling that you chose to move on. I feel like in doing so, it speaks to the power card and sort of taking your power back, making decisions about your own life. And that in and of itself is a habit that's going to set a firm foundation for a successful future. I have the Six of Wands, which represents triumph. I got Temperance, which speaks of finding a balance between logic and emotion. I wonder if that's not what you had to do in this situation. You didn't have to step away from your emotions to look at your situation in a new light, sort of from a logical standpoint. And okay, this obviously isn't making me happy. Is this going to get any better? Probably not. So what's the point of sticking around, kind of thing. The Fool card in this, to me, represents you taking that leap of faith and actioning that change. The Three of Cups represents the celebration and the happiness that I feel like you're going to have at the end of all of this. Like obviously there's going to be some hurts that you're going to have to heal, some wounds. But I think in the end it's going to make you a lot happier. I have the Magician card here. And usually he speaks of having all the tools that you need to be successful. And in this situation, I feel like everything that you're going through is going to give you all the tools that you need to be successful in life. I feel like you don't quite have them all yet, but you're learning life lessons that are definitely building on that and are helping you to set that firm foundation for a happy, successful future and life. So I got the Eight of Wands here, Eight of Swords, and she speaks of, she sort of looks like she's stuck, can't find her way out of the situation, lost in emotions, not able to see the logic, and I think that also speaks of where you were at. I have the King of Swords here, and he speaks to me of, I see the word truth, like there were some truths that you had to uncover. So there was some dishonesty in that relationship. The Two of Wands to me represents you making the choice that you chose a new path in life. And the Wheel of Fortune card represents your fortunes changing. So by making that choice, you've actually put yourself in a place where you can get more positive manifestations in life. Good things are going to come your way. Not just happiness, but other good things as well. I have the Nine of Cups, which speaks of an emotional abundance, which I think is, again, what you're going to see at the end of this. I have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups sort of represents an indifference. And I think that's where you were at with all of it, that you'd almost gone numb to try and keep it from hurting so much. You tried to just sort of block it out. The Six of Swords speaks of your transition and moving from a stormier time to a calmer one. And I think that happened after you found some truths out about this person. I think you had to really dig for them, and you had to press this person to get to the truth. I got the Miser card. Well, Four of Pentacles, they call him the Miser. And in this, to me, he represents this other person holding back from you. I don't know that it was holding back money, but it's definitely truth. Because like I said, I'm getting a real dishonest vibe. I got the Three of Swords, which speaks of a separation. And I think that speaks to this relationship that you were in. There was not an even give and take. And the relationship came to an end. I have the Three of Wands here. The Three of Wands represents positive movement forward. So progression over time, while still keeping your goals in mind and working towards them. So I think it speaks of your transition and everything that you're going through, and you're moving in the right direction, and to keep building on it. So I have the Five of Swords here, and it tends to speak of selfishness and victories at the cost of others. I have it next to the Two of Cups, so I think it also represents this person that you were with, and that they were selfish, and so that's also where the unbalance comes from, where someone's getting more of what they want than somebody else. I have the Eight of Pentacles, which is usually called the Apprentice card, and in this, to me, just speaks of learning life lessons. So learning from this past relationship so that you don't repeat the same mistakes of the past. And I got the Six of Cups, which reiterates that as well. Sometimes it's called a Blast from the Past card, but it can also represent learning lessons from the past. So I believe that's what it speaks to in this. I have the Four of Swords, which to me in this speaks of self-care. So it also speaks of healing those wounds. So taking the time to process your emotions in this situation, to feel them, and then to move on as well. So I have recognition and reward, spiritual union, temptation, and hope. So for me, the Temptation card represents that possibility, that tendency that I don't even know that is really a temptation. The possibility of you slipping back into some of the old habits that didn't help with the way this relationship ended. Like they might have, what I'm getting from the cards is that they were lying to you about something. There were some truths that you had to uncover about this person. But I think this Temptation card, that it's speaking to, is the way that you handled it and how long it took you to actually uncover that and be assertive. So I think you sat on it for too long and you let it eat you away. So I believe that that's what this Temptation card is speaking to. Don't fall back into that habit. Make sure that you nip it in the bud right away. That you're more open in the next relationship. I believe that you'll be rewarded for it. I believe that your spiritual union, that the one, that they are still out there. So if you can learn these lessons from this past relationship that didn't work out, I think that when you do meet that right person, there's hope of having that real deep connection and making it that lifetime partnership. That's what this read says to me. Alrighty guys, I hope you enjoyed the read. Please feel free to comment, to like, to subscribe. We love to have you as part of our family, the Tarot Harmony community. Take care guys.